wish you all a very good morning, dear students. I am Chandan Soni from the Department of English, Government Digvijay College, Rajnandgaon. And our college is affiliated to Hemchand Yadav University, Durg. So, welcome to the series of lectures in which I'll be discussing paper 5 of MA English, semester 4. As you can see on the screen, you have the syllabus. It is for the current session, MA English semester 4, paper 5, linguistics, second paper. And the name of the paper is Phonetics and Stylistics. I'll be talking about the first 3 units of this paper. So today we will talk about the first unit, which is phonetics, introduction, articulatory phonetics, acoustic and auditory phonetics. And another topic we have the organs of speech, which decide the place of articulation. So let's start. You must be knowing that you will be asked 4 long answers, 16 marks each, and you will have the 5th question in which you will have to write 2 short notes, 8 marks each. The long answer you need to write in 400 words and the short notes in 200 words. So let us start. Now, the name of the subject is linguistics and our paper is phonetics and stylistics, and we will be talking only about phonetics. The first 3 units are about the phonetics. So first let us talk about a little basic concepts, like how is linguistics related to phonetics. As you already know that linguistics is a scientific study of language, scientific and systematic study of language, in which we talk about a number of things like grammar, various principles and theories regarding grammar, syntax, semantics, morphology, and phonetics is also a part of linguistics. So linguistics is a very broad term of which phonetics is a branch, you can say. And what is linguistic in one line? We can say linguistics is a scientific study of language. Now what is language? Language is a system. It is a system of communication. Like when we are face to face with each other, we speak, and when we are not face to face and we don't have any devices to talk, we write. So we can say that we can communicate in 2 ways, or there are 2 mediums of communication. So out of these 2, the spoken and the written, the spoken medium is considered as primary and more important. Why? Because in history of mankind, speech came far before writing was invented. And similarly, when we talk about an individual's life, like our life, we learn to speak first rather than to write. Much later we learn about writing, how to write, how to express ourselves by writing. So we can say that there are 2 ways of communication, or there are 2 mediums of communication. One is spoken communication and one is written communication. We can also say that the written communication, whatever we write, is actually a manifestation of whatever we speak. So the bottom line is spoken part of language is more important, primary, and more used. It is also used more than the written. So now, what is phonetics? First of all, grammatically speaking, phonetic, the word phonetic is an adjective, like alphabetic, arithmetic. When S is added to phonetic and phonetics, it becomes phonetics. So it becomes a noun, and before that it is phonetic. So the meaning of phonetic is about speech sounds. So it is somewhat also related with phone. The word phonetic also comes from phone. What is the meaning of phone? All of us use the phone all the time. Means the basic meaning, other than we know it as a device. What is the basic meaning of the word phone? You would be surprised that it means sound. Phone means sound or voice. So phonetics is the study of sounds. Which sounds? Not all or any sounds, but sounds of a language, that is speech sounds. And it is further divided into three branches. The term phonetics is divided into three branches. Now you can see articulatory phonetics, acoustic phonetics, and auditory phonetics. Most important, which we are going to deal in this complete book and all our units, is the articulatory phonetics. In articulatory phonetics, we study about the production of speech sounds. Production means how do we make sounds? Yeah, how we pronounce the sounds, how we say it using the organs of our body. Later, we have acoustic phonetics. That is regarding the transmission of those sounds which we articulate, which we speak. Transfer from one person to another, means the means of transfer. We study those things in acoustic phonetics. And then comes the auditory phonetics. Auditory section deals about the reception of speech sounds. The reception, perception, and the hearing part of it. But basically, we have to deal with the articulatory production of speech sounds. Now, in order to understand, or before we talk about the organs of speech and speech sounds, we need to know certain basic concepts. And the most important concept is the airstream mechanisms. Let us do a little example. Like, let us speak or produce a sound. Ah, say ah. When you say ah, or ba, or pa, try to keep your fingers in front of your lips. Ah, ba, pa. You will feel that air comes out of our mouth. Means all the speech sounds are produced with the help of air. First and foremost thing that we need to produce a speech sound is air. Now, air, there is a mechanism through which the air moves, and that is called as the airstream mechanisms. Basically, we have three airstream mechanisms. They are, as you can see, pulmonic airstream mechanism, glottalic airstream mechanism, and velaric airstream mechanisms. Out of these three, we use the pulmonic egressive airstream mechanism to produce all the speech sounds. Though other airstream mechanisms are used, but not in Hindi and English. In certain languages of the world, they are used. Now, what is pulmonic egressive airstream mechanism? Pulmonic means lungs, the lung air, and egressive means you already know that we breathe the air in with the help of our lungs, and we breathe the same air out. So when we breathe the air inside, we inhale the air. It is called ingressive airstream mechanism. And when we breathe the same air out, it is called egressive. So egressive means coming out, exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. So the speech sounds are produced with the help of this airstream, pulmonic egressive airstream mechanism. The lungs air which is thrown out of our body after while breathing. So those all the sounds are produced with the help of this airstream mechanism. So that is why it is very, very important. Now we will talk about the organs of speech. The organs of speech can be divided into three groups. The first group is the respiratory system, second is the phonatory system, and third is the articulatory system. Now all these three systems are compulsory and important to produce all the speech sounds, whether it is Hindi, English or any language of the world for that matter. Now why is respiratory system a part of organs of speech? Because just as we talked that we need air to produce speech sounds, and we need respiration to produce air, to bring air out of our mouth. That is why the respiratory system also comes under organs of speech. You will be asked a full-length 16 marks question on the organs of speech, and when this question is asked, you have to write all these three systems of organs of speech, and you have to draw diagrams for that matter. For respiratory system, you need to draw the lung diagram, and it covers the lungs, the muscles of the chest and the windpipe, which is also called trachea. That is all about respiratory system. And the second is the phonatory system. What is phonatory system? At the end of our windpipe, we have larynx. It is also called as the Adam's apple, the part which can be seen in adult males, the swelled up ball-like structure. That is larynx. That is also very important in deciding a feature of speech sounds. Now, what is there in larynx? The phonatory system. It is called the phonatory system, and the organ is called larynx. Inside the larynx, we have a pair of lip-like structure. This is a diagram of larynx. You can see that it is very small in shape, like very, very small, and these are the two lip-like structures, and they are set horizontally inside our neck, and there are the two lines that you can see are the vocal cords. There are two vocal cords inside, and the area between the vocal cords is called glottis. It can take two positions. Now, why are these vocal cords important? Because they decide one very important feature of all the sounds of language, whether they are vowels or they are consonants. You can see in the first position, in the first diagram, the vocal cords are kept wide apart. When the vocal cords are wide apart and the glottis is fully open, position for breath and during the production of voiceless sounds, means when the lung air comes out of our mouth, passing through the windpipe and passing through the larynx, these vocal cords are apart, means they do not restrict the air, and the air freely flows between the area of the glottis, and the sounds produced are said to be voiceless. And another situation, when these two vocal cords are loosely held together, and when the lung air passes through the windpipe and through the larynx, they start vibrating very fast. Can you imagine the speed of their vibration? In an adult male, it is about 80 to 120 times a second, and in females it is about 150 to 200 times a second. These things we will be studying in the topic pitch. So how do we know that whether the vocal cords are vibrating or they are wide apart and not vibrating? There is a very simple way to know this. Whenever, let us take an example. Let us touch our Adam apple and say sir sound many times, like the hissing sound, and there is no vibration. Now we will say buzzing sound, buzz, z, buzz, z. When we say z sound, we feel a vibration in our throat. Similarly, when we say f, it also has a in it, which is a vowel, but only f, many times f, continuously, we feel there is no vibration. And when we say van, van, like in van, many times we feel that there is vibration. So this larynx is also a part of the organs of speech, a system of organs of speech, because it is very important in deciding whether the sounds are voiced or voiceless. For your information, I would like to tell you that all the vowel sounds are voiced, and many of the consonants are voiced and many are voiceless. So that is all about the phonatory system. Now, this is a diagram of the articulatory system, in which you can also see the larynx. You can see the windpipe, food pipe, and the vocal cords. These, the respiratory system and the phonatory system, that is not visible to us. We can only feel. But when we talk about the articulatory system, we can feel, we can see all the organs of articulatory system. It is very easy to understand and very easy to remember the articulatory system. We start with the upper part. The articulatory system has certain organs which are called as active articulators and certain organs which are called as passive articulators. So first we will start with the passive articulators. Like when we start with lips, we have upper lip and lower lip. So both the lips, obviously they are active articulators because they are moving whenever we speak, whenever we make a speech sound. So lips we will talk later, but after lips we have teeth. We are talking about the upper roof of the mouth. After the teeth we have we are talking about the upper teeth. Upper teeth and upper lip is also considered to be passive articulator, though the lips move. After the teeth we have a bony convex part which is called as teeth ridge. Teeth ridge is the frame in which our teeth are stuck. Teeth ridge is also called as alveolar ridge or alveolum. After alveolum, the structure of our roof of mouth becomes concave. The teeth ridge is convex and then the roof becomes concave, and that hard bony part is the roof of our mouth, which is known as hard palate. It is hard and it is concave. After the hard palate, the roof becomes soft and fleshy, and that is the soft palate. Behind the soft palate we have uvula. After the soft palate there is a loose little bell-like structure hanging, that is uvula at the end of our mouth. So out of these, the soft palate, as you can see, plays a very important role in deciding another feature of the speech sounds. Like you already know that there is a passage between our nose and mouth. That passage is connected to the neck. The air that we breathe out can comes out from our, we can breathe from our nose with our mouth shut as well as from our mouth. Means there is a passage, there is a cavity which is inside through the nostrils, as well as we have the oral cavity. So this soft palate works as a valve between the opening of nasal passage and the oral passage. When the soft palate is lowered, the nasal passage is opened. Means the air can flow from the nose as well. For example, when we speak the words some, sun and sung of English, the last last consonant of these words are nasal. They are called as nasal. Ma, na and ang. Some, sun and sung. Means the air flows from the nose and not from the mouth. Others are said to be oral sounds, and these three are said to be nasal sounds. So after the roof of the mouth, we will talk about the tongue. The tongue is naturally the active articulator, and it takes a number of positions while articulation of vowels as well as the consonants. It is the basic role player of organs of speech. Since we have to study the sounds in detail, we need to, for convenience, we have divided the tongue into several parts. Like it starts with a tip, like the foremost end is the tip of the tongue, and after the tip, you can see in the diagram, there is blade of the tongue. You can also know it in correspondence with the roof of the mouth. At the tip of the tongue, we can say we have teeth, and then in front of the blade of the mouth, we have teeth ridge. Then after the blade, there is front of the tongue. Front of the tongue, opposite, we have the hard palate. Then we have the back of the tongue against the soft palate, and then we have the root of the tongue, that is where the tongue is attached to our throat. So that is all about the tongue. And of course, the lips play very important role again while articulation of whether it is vowel sounds or it is consonant sounds. As you will further, when we will study about the classification of vowels and consonants, we will talk about the role of lips. Like some vowels are called rounded vowels, and that is because of the shape of the lips that is rounded. And similarly, we will have term like bilabial in words, in sounds like b, m, and p. Both the lips are used while articulating these three sounds, so they are termed as bilabial. So that is all in the first unit, which covers two topics. One is phonetics, basic introduction of phonetics, and the second topic of first unit is organs of speech. In the next lecture, we will be talking about the few topics from the second unit. First, we will talk about classification of consonants, and then we will talk about classification of vowels. So that's all for now. See you again in the next video.